Hey Gemini. Gemini. All right, so you have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is innocence, emotional, childlike innocence. Um, not wanting to not necessarily restart, but wanting to be able to look at things without rose-colored glasses, without any discrimination already. Like, so for instance, if you've been in a relationship and you're talking to this person, or you're thinking about talking to them, or they're thinking about talking to you, this is you being able to look at the relationship without like the begrudges, without the pointing the fingers, without all the negativity from before. So whether you're talking to this person, whether you're not, whether you're interested in getting back together, or whether you're not, the Page of Cups is saying going forward, you would like to look at this situation with a different set of eyes, so to speak. The next card you have is your current position coming into the month, and you have the Page of Wands. Well, maybe because you know that they're coming back, or you're going back to them. Maybe because you know there's going to be some communication. The Page of Wands is about spark. It's about curiosity. It's about confidence. So somebody's gaining the confidence or has been building up to this, and I think some of you already know it, or they know it, because you've been thinking about them a lot more than maybe you have. Maybe you've gotten good at kind of suppressing the thoughts, or, you know, before it was like that blood curdling where it's like, oh, you can't sleep, you can't eat right, you can't whatever, and you've kind of gotten past that, and now all of a sudden they've been in your head a lot, kind of that, and you're like, oh, they're coming, oh, I can feel them coming, and here they go. All right, the next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month, and you have the Nine of Cups. Now the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, pleasure, bliss. This may or may not be how you feel about this person. I feel like in general, you're just kind of, you know, putting out in the universe, this is what I'd like to see, this is where I'd like to go, but this is an excellent place to be. This is, you know, feeling good about things regardless. So if you want this to work out with this person, there's a possibility that it could, and you're kind of maintaining good vibrations about it. If you're not interested in them, or you're interested in only the possibility, you're maintaining aspirations to at least find somebody or meet somebody that you do want to be with, that does, that you do feel high vibrations around. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is the universe's way of saying, look, if this doesn't work out, if it never comes to fruition, it doesn't matter, because you've been here, done that, and you always find the newness. The Ace of Pentacles is prosperity, options, opportunity. And so the universe is reminding you, you've been in this situation before, or you've been in a similar situation before where maybe it didn't work out, maybe it didn't come to fruition, maybe you guys weren't meant to be, maybe you couldn't make it happen, and then a new opportunity comes along. It's just reminding you that even sometimes when we feel sick about a situation, we feel stuck, or we feel like, hey, why isn't this working, or I really thought it would work, and I'll never get over this situation, and I'll constantly think about this person. You won't. You will move on. At times it will feel horrifying, at times it will feel awful. It could take months. Some people take years to get over a certain situation, depending on the severity or the length, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But the universe is reminding you, you'll find new again. The next card you have is your immediate past, so over the past few months, and you have the Seven of Wands. So defense, strategy, priorities. This is you, I kind of feel like telling this person, I can't be with you right now, or I can't talk to you right now. Either they did something to, you know, to break the trust, or you guys were just fighting a lot. Something wasn't working here. And the Seven of Wands is almost you defending yourself. Like, I feel like but we're supposed to be together, or maybe you guys have kids together, or maybe you know, live together, or whatever the case may be. I feel like this is definitely saying, the Seven of Wands is saying you've had to be like on the defense. Like, you've had to be like, no, I'm not ready for this, or I don't trust you right now, or I don't trust the situation, or I have too much going on. I don't have time for this. Whatever's been going on the past few months, I feel like maybe this person's ready, and they're like, oh, but I want to make this happen, or whatever. And you're going, yeah, but you've had a lot of time to make this happen, or you've had a lot of time to explain this, or you've had a lot of time, like, and now when it's good for you, it's supposed to be good for me. It doesn't work that way. And this can be reverse cross watchers, but remember, I read for the sign I'm reading for. The next card you have is the Magician, which is manifestation, which is something I was talking about over here. Manifesting what you want, manifesting what you can have. Look, having this in your distant future card tells me that you're just not going to settle for anything that doesn't suit you, anything that doesn't lift you up, that brings you down. The Magician is somebody who's very versatile, who has opportunities, connections, who can connect with people. And so I think you're going to instinctively connect with people, and then, you know, you'll know whether this is somebody you want to keep in your life, or whether this isn't somebody. And I feel like it's not just this other person. I feel like it's family that lets you down, or friends that don't have your back, or whatever the case may be for you. The Magician definitely says, hey, I've got the ability to live my life the way I want to live. I can't blame anybody else for my happiness or what I have in my life anymore. I mean, yeah, if you suffered abuse, or if somebody cheated on you, that's not your fault. I'm not saying anything like that, period. Like, that's not okay in any means. But what I'm saying is, keeping people or energies or situations in your life that don't suit you anymore, I think not. And I think you're choosing not to, and understanding your ability to make the changes you need to keep yourself in a higher vibration. All right, the next card you have is your immediate future. So throughout the month, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is about divine timing, unplanned changes, something happening for a reason, something that you have no control over this. This is something the universe brings your way and says, hey, this is happening. Now, it may be this person coming in. Maybe this is timing. It feels like maybe the past hasn't been the right time, or maybe you've been healing from it, or maybe you've needed to get to a good place where you could actually have a conversation. You've had the holidays or whatever's going on in your life, and before you were just like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't trust you. I don't like this. But for whatever reason, the universe is kind of saying, hey, you know what, Gemini, now may be the time to actually talk to this person. Now may be the time, like, you, and maybe, you know, there can be newness between you guys. Because I find it very interesting. I feel like I said before, you guys did not have nor the patience nor the want to communicate with this person or have anything to do with this person. Now, some of you are going to say, well, they actually didn't want to talk to me, or they didn't want to have a conversation with me. They blocked me. They ghosted me. Whichever way it happened, it's coming back around now. The next card you have is the Ten of Pentacles. Very interesting. The Ten of Pentacles is anything tangible that's going to happen throughout the month. Could be the beginning, middle, end. And you have the Legacy card. Okay, this is excess, wealth, abundance. But the biggest thing I'm seeing here with it is the legacy of it. This is something that's coming into your life that is going to be long-lived. Now, surprisingly, Gemini, out of all the reads I've done so far, a lot of it's been moving towards the new. But for some reason, I feel like with this Legacy card, you're coming back, circling back, and it may be the divine timing or the time for you guys to actually make this work. And like I said, very few reads have been turning out that way this month. I think a lot of people are hell-bent on the newness, but this situation feels like it just, for whatever reason, they're telling me timing. They're telling me divine timing, and for something bigger than, you know, than just a spark or just communication, for something, you know, laying a foundation or a nest, or the serious stuff. The next card you have, that's interesting, is how you're feeling throughout the month. Could be the beginning, middle, end. You have Justice, which is Libra's card. You could have Libra placements or be dealing with a Libra, but Justice represents cause and effect. So in your mind, you're kind of like, well, you know, did X, Y, and Z, and therefore the effect was this. Or I did X, Y, and Z, and therefore the effect was this. So it's kind of like, it's how do we balance? How do we get our balance back? How do we figure out, okay, you hurt me, and this is what I need. I hurt you, this is what you need, etc. Also, Justice represents marriage. So there is a possibility that there could be marriage mind going on this month for some of you Geminis. The next card you have is the Hermit card. Now, this is your hopes or fears. The Hermit card is Virgo's card, so you could be dealing with a Virgo or have Virgo placements in your chart. But the thing about the Hermit is this is going into solidarity. This is being in solitude until figuring out exactly what you want. So I think your biggest fear here is that you may need some more time, or you may just need to slow time down. You may just need to, you know, say, hey, I don't know still if this is the right time, but I have been giving this a lot of thought, and it is something that I don't necessarily know that I'm over. So it's not that you won't go for it. It's not that they won't necessarily show up. Really, really odd that I just said that. And my Christmas tree went off and then turned itself back on again, which obviously that doesn't happen ever. So if there was an orb, or if somebody, I don't know, that was very strange. Anyways, the Hermit card to me is that you've been thinking about the situation, and it's not that you don't necessarily want to be with them, or you won't give them another chance, or you won't listen to them. It's just going to take some time. You're not ready to completely, you know, fall forward into this again. The next card you have is your outcome for the month, and you have the Three of Cups. This may be part of the reason why you're not ready, because right now you just want to let loose. You just want to have fun. The Three of Cups is having fun, getting out, footloose, fancy-free, celebrating, enjoying. I think you're coming on a high of like, you know, good things are coming, I'm going to enjoy myself. I think one of the biggest things here too is that you're worried about, being tied down, because you're worried that if you're tied down, you'll end up in the same, like if you're worried that if you put all your eggs in this basket, or that you concentrate on this person again, or you get involved in their life again, or you know, you fully envelop this situation, that you'll get hurt again. So I think you want to kind of keep your options open. And no, cross watchers, I don't think it's like keeping my options open to go screw around with a bunch of people. It's more, this isn't going to be like my bread and butter anymore. This isn't going to, you know, this isn't going to be the only thing I concentrate on. Before, I gave you all my time and energy, and right now I can't, because I just don't trust it enough to do that. Now you have the Tower moment, which is disintegration, it's destruction, it's dissolution of something, but there's a foundation to build. And I think this is where you're sitting here telling this person, look, you know, you broke everything I understood, you broke everything I knew, and again, it can be reverse cross watchers, but this is literally Gemini, I think, you saying, hey, you know, you crushed us. We're done. We've been done. There is no us. There is nothing. But the Tower leaves a foundation. So I do feel like there is a foundation that could be built upon here when you're ready. And again, I think it's divine timing. That's what what you have here. Is this divine timing? I feel like it could be, but again, I feel like it could be very slow going. I feel like it could be divine timing, but you still need checks and balances. You still aren't ready to, again, jump 2 feet in. You're going to have like 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door. Because then you have the King of Swords, which is, you know, serious and demands respect. And this is you kind of like, hey, if you want to reconnect with me, this Magician, fine. But, you know, this is what works for me and this doesn't work, and you could take it or leave it. It's not that you're going to be like, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that. It's not like you want to control the situation, but you're just, there's certain things you will no longer tolerate. And if this person wants to be a part of your world, then they're going to have to understand that you mean business, that you're not like one slip up, one odd text, one whatever, and it's not going to work. Okay. Then you have the Page of Pentacles, okay? The Page of Pentacles is responsible, pragmatic, but also aspiring. And this, I think, fits this situation perfectly, because it's literally saying, like, I'm being responsible and practical about this. I'm understanding that we've been through a lot, and that I may get hurt again. And so right now, while I may aspire to be with you, or while I may aspire to possibly, you know, feel better about having you in my life, I will not be taken advantage of, and I'll be watching, you know, how I feel with this. So again, I feel like you guys will give this another chance, but you will not give it wholeheartedly 100% committed, you know, back into the grind for a while. Then you have the Four of Cups here, which is feeling taken for granted or wasting time. And that's what you're worried about, is I don't want to waste my time on somebody who's going to take me for granted. When right now, I'm, you know, this Magician who can have anything I want. So again, I think you're leaving it very much open, like open door. I feel like you're leaving it very much like, that's interesting. I feel like you're leaving it very much like, I don't mind getting to know you again. I don't mind, you know, talking with you again. But the minute I feel taken for granted, or the minute I feel like you're not, that you're not being honest with me, or that things don't feel comfortable, then I have no problem walking away. It's interesting here is you have the Three of Cups again, abundance. So Three of Cups, I don't feel like you're ready to be not necessarily tied down. It's more, I want happiness. And if I feel better with other people, then don't expect me to give you all my time and attention. Don't expect me to put you in this, you know, or let you engulf my life the way that it felt like you engulfed before. Because I spent a lot of time and effort and attention on you, and I got burned, and I'm not willing to do that again. And you have the Eight of Cups here, which the Eight of Cups is slow movement, very slow. Okay, this is somebody who's like, I'm got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's how I'm going to be for a little bit. So Gemini, I think you're going to keep your options open. Not necessarily that Gemini is going out looking for you know, a bunch of people, just, you're also not going to put your eggs in this basket, like I said before. Okay, exactly. See, then you have the candle, which is welcome. So you will welcome this person back. You will welcome having conversations with this person. You will, but it will be slow. It's almost kind of like, welcome back for now, if that makes sense. Okay, let's pull your last oracle card, and then I will get out of your hair. All right, Gemini, your oracle card. Leonard, roar a lot. Be brave enough to become who you were always meant to be. So be brave enough to become who you were always meant to be. And I feel like that's part of this too. This person has weighed you down before, or the situation has weighed you down before, and you're just not. You're light as a feather, and that's how you're wanting to remain for the time being. All right, Gemini, I will see you soon. Take care.